to our design review board, and we'll take attendance. Our clerk is Val Murray today.
So noted on attendance.
Okay, everybody's here, good. All right, we open it up first for public comment, and if you have anything you'd like to talk to us about, we'll give you 3 minutes. You can step up to the microphone here and make your comment.
Pledge first.
Okay, you want to do the Pledge of Allegiance? It's not on here.
Oh, then don't do it.
We haven't done it, okay.
I
Yeah, I was looking for that too. Okay, we'll close public comment, and can I have a motion to approve the minutes from January 15th meeting, please?
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay. New items. We have a sign, 6565 Telegraph Road for tea times. Andrea?
Hi, I'm Andrea Bebe from the Planning Division. The first item before you today is a proposed wall sign for Tea Times. Tea Times is a new tenant proposed at the shopping center. The address is at 6565 Telegraph. This is within the shopping center that is to the southeast corner of Maple and Telegraph, highlighted there in the red in the B3 zoning classification. And here is an aerial view of the proposed location as well, as we're all familiar with this intersection. And here's a view of the tenant space. The applicant's actually going to be occupying 2 tenant spaces, so they have a slightly larger width and area in which they are able to use to calculate their proposed signage. So what we have provided before you here, this is the only sign that's being applied for. It's an illuminated channel lettering sign on a raceway. The request is for a sign that is, the proposed sign area is 13 feet by 1.5 feet, right?
No, I think it's 4
I am sorry, I think somebody has my calculations here wrong.
tall. Yeah, it's just.
I think I have my calculations wrong. I apologize. It is, the total square size of the sign is 92 square feet. And the applicant is actually permitted, because of the facade size, they're actually allowed at 95 square feet. So the actual sign does come in compliance. They're permitted 92. They're asking for 92. I apologize. They do come in compliance in terms of the size. Again, because of the 2 units and the larger width, it gives them a larger area, which actually fits in well, I think, with the actual area and the scale of the plan. The applicant has, however, submitted the logo, which is on the sign, which is the T and the golf ball. That does come in slightly over 6%. So the applicant will be seeking a variance for their logo. However, in having conversations with the applicant as they are preparing to open their business, I have provided in front of you an example of a banner, a temporary banner, in which the applicant is seeking to install on the building facade while they're waiting for the ZBA and their permanent sign to be installed. For those who may not have as much background experience with the design review board, this is not something that is completely uncommon. There has been times when an applicant is seeking permanent signage that there has been an allowance for a temporary sign to be placed at that time until that sign is installed. And the applicant did listen to our recommendation to keep it at 32 square feet, which is the general average sign area. So with that, I would ask you if you have any questions, and I would ask the board to consider that this would have to be forwarded on to the Zoning Board of Appeals, and then also consideration of that temporary banner. Generally, it could be under consideration saying that they would be allowed to have the temporary banner until the final sign is installed. With that, I can answer any questions, and I know they have an applicant here as well from Tea Times, if you'd like to hear from them as well.
Okay. And what is the banner? You want to come up and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Alex Raphael. I'm one of the owners of Tea Times.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
What's the temporary banner made out of?
It will be the banner material, like a tarp, vinyl. Okay.
Vinyl tarp, yep.
Yes, like a tarp looking, and it will be covered with vinyl printing or pre-printed already.
Yeah. Yes. And then how long do you anticipate that to be up until the regular permanent sign is available to be installed?
From my understanding, we'll be having a meeting on March 11th.
Zoning Board's March 11th, so however long the manufacturing takes from March 11th, or, give or take a day or two after that, so I'm not sure, maybe 4 to 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Yeah, probably, I would say 4 weeks after the meeting, for them, 4 to 6 weeks at the most.
The logo looks great, the sign looks great.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the sign as submitted, subject to ZBA review and approval, and also that we approve the temporary sign until such time as the permanent sign is installed.
Support.
Support, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None? Okay.
Thank you very much.
you. Good
Thank
luck.
you,
Good luck.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Back to Andrea, 6400 Telegraph Road.
Great, so now we have, actually, there's gonna be, there's a submittal and a review for 2 signs. So we have 1 single applicant. I'll start with the first sign. The building that we're discussing is located at the northwest corner of, just north of Maple Road. It's the actual lighter pink area that is zoned B1. That is the tenant, that is the, it's like a mixed-use office and commercial building, and then it has the outbuilding of the Starbucks there located closer to Telegraph. So the property, it's zoned B1. Here is an aerial of that location. And the first request is is for Plymouth physical therapy specialist. The applicant is seeking a, okay, let me make sure I have the right review here. That's method. Okay, the proposed sign is 12 square feet. It's similar to, they're actually the color schemes and the design of the building as we're familiar with. They are sticking with the black and white blade sign. And the proposed logo does come in under the 0.6 square feet, so it does comply with the provisions of our ordinance. This would be a permitted sign with no variances required. And they do meet the dimensionals, projection from the building, which is a maximum of 12 feet from the glass, and they have identified that they do meet that requirement. So with that, again, it's a 12 square foot sign, pretty modest, definitely complies with the requirements of our ordinance, and also the Plymouth logo does also comply. With that, we have Donna from Inner City Neon. She can answer any questions, but I could also go on to the other sign if you'd like for method, and we could have Donna then respond, or however you'd like to do that. Or we can take each one.
Okay, so the 044 is a different business,
Same building.
same building?
Yeah, I'm
different
sorry, so you probably want to do them separate. My apologies.
business. Okay.
The Plymouth physical therapy sign looks great. It's nice that it works so well with the color of the building, design of the building. So.
Yeah, I think it really blends it, you know, very nicely. I think it'll be a nice fit for the building.
Make a motion then?
Make a motion that we approve as presented.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it passes. Good luck. Okay, 6400 Telegraph Road again, getting some new tenants there.
Yeah, so again, same location, B1 zoning classification. So, I'm going the wrong way, my bad. Okay, so we've got
Back
a
to
request for, see what happens when I'm alone.
That's all right, we can postpone it for the next meeting if you want.
Donna would, the tenant would care for that much. Okay. So here you can see, I'm sorry about that. Apparently I must have put 2 of the same physical therapy signs in the same packet. So luckily we have a DocuCam. So with this, it's very similar. It's a 44 Method is the name of the new business. This is actually a Pilates studio. This is their logo, this is their branding. The applicant has decided to go with the smaller lettering as to make the logo compliant. So as it's presented right now, this 12 square foot sign does meet all the requirements of our ordinance. Had they made it a little bit larger, that would have required them to go to the ZBA, so they have opted to slightly modify it to this design, as you see. Again, with that, Donna is here to answer any questions, but again, sticking with the same coloring format and same design of the single-sided aluminum cabinet, similar to the other ones, and this is replacing an existing sign. So they're replacing the face of an existing sign.
Is it changing the name of the previous Pilates studio there? Do you know?
No, that is that's yoga.
Citizens
Yeah,
Yoga.
yeah.
Got it.
No, and I think the reason it's not in your, it was not in the packet, because I just went through the packet today. And when you said there's another one at the same location, I'm going, there
Yeah,
was?
I think it's because they looked very similar. Somehow it snuck in there.
Yeah.
So this is the one that we're looking at now for this one.
I missed that one. These just strike me as, compared to the tea time one, which seemed kind of huge.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it fits within the zoning of, because the tea time one is quite large, and these seem like so petite in comparison. But it's a very classy, nice sign. I think it'll blend in with that building.
Yeah, I think the architecture for that building really kind of stands on its own, so.
Yeah.
Entertain a motion.
I would make a motion to approve as presented.
Support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say, okay. Moving right along, 3615 West Maple Road.
Okay, the next request we have is 2207 South Telegraph Road. This is located in the shopping center that is located on the east side of Telegraph Road, north of Square Lake, as we're all familiar with the shopping center, Home Goods, TJ Maxx. This is that shopping center. The applicant is actually for Bebe Nails. They're a new occupant, which will be located in this area down near the post office. In that tenant space, I believe it was a pet store.
My
Pri-
fault, 2207, I jumped ahead on the agenda when I said the other, Maple Road, excuse me. You're looking for some food. Yeah, sorry.
No problem. Okay, so the proposal is for a new nail salon, Bebe Nails. Here is the design that's being presented. It is an aluminum sign with illuminated channel letters with a raceway mounted on the building for a maximum of 46 square feet. The applicant, yeah, you come up, yep, you can come up in just a moment when I'm finished presenting. Okay, so with this, the applicant does comply with the provisions of our ordinance in terms of size. The size of the sign is, looking for my review. Sorry. Oh, here it is. My bad. Okay, so the total proposed sign is 40, they're permitted to have a total size of 41.4, and the applicant is coming in at 41.25. So coming in just under. They do comply with our ordinance. This is similar in terms of previous signs being on a raceway. There are different styles of signs within the shopping center, so there's not an exact color scheme or anything that they're sticking with. So this is not out of the ordinary in terms of the design and compatibility with the rest of the shopping center. Again, placed on a raceway. That raceway will have to be painted to match the building color as to blend into the building. But the sign is, it's an aluminum-backed, acrylic, channel-leaded raceway sign. And again, this is the proposal, and they do meet and comply with the provisions of our zoning ordinance.
Any questions? I saw they're already building it out. I walked by there the other day. Looks like it's ready to go. Yeah. Great.
How long till you open?
Would you like to come to the podium so you can answer?
Hello. Yes, the customers want to open in next 2 weeks. Just he waiting to put the sign up, and I'm sure he's waiting in the other inspection inside, so to get his CFO.
Okay, great.
Make a motion, we approve.
Okay.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, now we're at the tacos. Gatos, if I pronounce right, 3615 West Maple Road.
Okay, so now we go over to the another part of the township. So now we're at Maple and Losser. This is the shopping center to the south of Maple, just east of Losser, on the Bloomfield Commons Shopping Center. The applicant's proposal is for Gatos Tacos, a new tenant in that shopping center. As you can see highlighted on your screen here, the property is zoned B2. And the proposal here is a total signage of 19.5 square feet. They are permitted, based on the square footage and the facade, they are permitted to have up to 30 square feet. So they're actually coming in quite a bit under what they're permitted. And we also do want to note that the illustrations, they would be permitted to have 0.95, and in this instance, they do have 0.84, so they would be required to go to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Okay. Oh, thank you, sorry.
So they would be required to go to the zoning board of appeals to seek a variance to the Gatos Tacos cat logo in the center. So with that,
Okay,
applicant
we're
can
being
answer any
instructed to
questions.
speak into our microphones that you
Understood.
couldn't hear us, so.
Understood.
Yeah. That wasn't a random person just challenging us.
Thank you for the clarification. Oh, do you have any comments?
No, not really. I mean, all the letters will be 18-inch except the logo, you know. They asked me to go down to 11-inch by 11-inch. I mean, I wish if be level with the other letters, you know, to make it bigger.
Okay, well, at this,
To match the
Well-
6%, I mean, whatever.
at this time,
It's okay, we
Sure.
can leave it 11-inch by 11-inch.
okay, so
That's
that would
fine.
need a variance. So you'd have to go to the zoning board for that.
Okay.
I mean, whatever now we approve, that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay, any questions?
No, looks nice,
Okay.
and make a motion we approve as it's presented.
Is there support?
There is support. No, I like it. The logo's very unique.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Passes. Okay, congratulations and good luck. Yeah, we're looking forward to visiting you. All right, site improvements now. We're at, is it 1750 Saxon Drive, the Birmingham
Correct.
Country Club for a generator?
Correct. So this proposal before you is from the Birmingham Athletic Club. They are located at 1750 Saxon Drive. You can see a highlight here on our map of the country club, and oddly enough, you don't see any Bloomfield Township parcels that are immediately abutting it, but there are residents that live immediately adjacent to the site. You can see a little corner of the Bloomfield Township parcels that are up and to the left. So the property is zoned single-family R3. And on the site, the country club came actually before the township board a few years ago for approval to do some improvements to their maintenance area. So the request that we have today, and their maintenance area is closer to North Lawn, located in this area, or closer to the residents. Top, this way, my bad. They're actually located up here.
Right.
The
Right up
closest
in the-
residential is here, which you saw highlighted on those two,
Right.
these parcels here. Those are,
Those are the only two homes that are in Bloomfield Township. around
Correct.
there, Right?
actually, I think there's 3 parcels, if I'm looking at
Are
it
they all
correctly.
in
Yeah.
Bloomfield Township, or are they?
I believe so, yeah, those 3. So with that, the applicant is coming before you today to seek a replacement, or an addition, I apologize, an addition of a generator within this area. The applicant chose a location, again, this is North Lawn Drive, which is the road that you just saw immediately to the north of that map that I showed you. This is their maintenance area. There is a access drive that comes in off North Lawn here in which you can enter the area. And the location for the generator is proposed to be right in this location. So it is, there is a lot of vegetation that does stretch along North Lawn Boulevard. We would want the application to include that it is sufficiently screened from public view, just to ensure that there is any visibility from the public. We would require that the country club acknowledges and installs evergreen plantings if there is any visibility. But however, this is their greens and grounds area. This is a utility area where there's different structures and different utilities, so it does comply and is compatible with the area. But it is going to be a diesel-operated generator, so that is different than anything that they've had on the site. And again, any changes to non-single-family residential uses within the township do require your review and approval. And I do also want to note that based on this location, they will be required to go to the zoning board of appeals based on the location. The requirement within the zoning board, within the zoning ordinance, is that ground-mounted mechanical units are located immediately adjacent to a building. We interpret that to be 10 feet maximum, 3 feet maximum, I'm sorry, from the building. And in this instance, it's located closer to other utilities, and they're not able to meet that requirement. With that, I can answer any questions. I know as well we have people here that probably are more equipped to answer any questions about generators than I can. But that is the location, and here is the design.
Andrea, can you go back to the picture that showed where the residences are? So you said this actual property is zoned residential,
Correct, the entire parcel.
and yet they're using it for commercial?
Most of our country clubs, if not all of our country clubs, are all zoned single-family residential.
Right.
Yeah, so this is not uncommon.
And the generator they're putting in, can you go back to the picture of the generator? I was looking at it. And it's not natural gas, it's going to have a tank with diesel, I assume? And is this going to be just run on particular times, or is it going to be run all day, every day, or?
It'll run just,
You can come up to the microphone if
Thank
you
you.
don't mind. And if you can introduce yourself, we appreciate it.
I'm Patrick with Douglas Electric. We're going to be the one installing.
Okay,
Brad with facilities at Birmingham Country Club.
thank you for being here.
So this generator will be used for utility outages, and then every 2 weeks it would start
Right.
just to do cycled maintenance. And we
For
would,
like 15 minutes? or
exactly, and we would have that in that time frame between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. With the
But it's a
bylaw.
backup when you lose power?
Correct.
It's not going to be running 24/7 or 12 hours?
Correct, only when there's a power outage.
Power
Absolutely.
outage, okay.
Because that's quite a large generator, and I thought that it said it was a cart generator.
For a cart barn, it's for our golf carts, so that way
Okay,
if we do
it's-
lose power at the country club, we're still able to
It's a s-
provide an amenity of using
Oh,
golf
so-
carts.
so
on the
it's
country.
still a backup to that.
Yeah, it's a backup.
And
just-
how noisy is it when it does run?
No, it has to pass,
There's a decimal,
Yeah.
variance that it has to stay under.
yeah, it gets inspected by the building department
Correct.
for sound.
The distance from the property lines is pretty significant. Do you-
Yes.
I think you provided a
think it
site
was
plan
It was a site plan, yeah.
showing the
But it was
setbacks.
160 feet.
That was the the shortest distance. A lot of them are over 1,600 feet away from the.
160 really, I mean, my lot's bigger than 160. That doesn't strike me as that far. It's just my concern because you're getting up against the residential area, and we've had issues on the other property with the pickleball courts being right near residential areas, and that causing some noise
One's on
distress.
north, the one that you're talking about would be
Right.
Saxon, yep.
Right, one's on the south, this is on, but either way, it's near a residential is my concern. If you were in the middle of the golf course, wouldn't matter.
Yeah, it looks, according to their site plan, they're 160 feet from both Woodlawn and Saxon, at least 160 feet from both those roads. So that's what's presented on their site plan.
Oh, yeah, well, Saxon's at the way, it's nowhere near Saxon. Saxon's at the other.
It's an interesting area how we ended up at the
Yeah,
club.
and because of the location of where it's at, it's still 160.
Sit there, better in the township, and that's actually all of them.
Well, unless there's further
Or drew the
questions,
lines.
I'm ready to make a motion that we approve this, subject to the ZBA approval, subject to it meeting the sound requirements that will be reviewed by the building department, and of course, and also subject to adequate screening as approved by the building department.
Okay,
And
second?
we do have plans to screen it in with vegetation, so it's not
That'll
unsightly or.
make it easier.
Thank you.
And you put that in your motion?
Thank you.
Yep.
Se-
Support.
Support, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, no, all passed. Good
Thanks.
luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next,
Yep.
next on the agenda is 1079 through 1087 West Long Lake Road Shopping Center.
Hi. Hey, we have representatives here from the ownership of the shopping center that is located just nearby us here. Our neighbor is at Long Lake and Telegraph. This is the shopping center that also houses the Long Lake Market, although they are separate, the Long Lake Market, as I learned with this application. So the proposal itself today is on behalf of the ownership to do some facade improvements of the building. Provided in your packet, there is an illustration of the proposed facade changes. So one of the first changes that you can compare to the graphic that's more in the upper right-hand corner that shows the shopping center as it is today, you can see it has a slightly more earth tone brown shingling. The applicant's request is for a new shingled area, which will be a black asphalt. They're also asking to paint along the soffit, along the front of the building, behind the signage. So you can see the differentiation, again, between the current as well as the proposal, which is darker. So they're looking to paint it into a dark color, a dark walnut. And then they're also going to be painting the ceilings where the soffits are underneath for the lighting. So the sign band, the soffits underneath will be painted dark, the asphalt colored shingling, and then also noting that they are proposing to add some fast plank dark walnut siding. I do know that the applicant does have a sample available, and this is proposed to be located along the I believe it's along the adjacent, the adjacent tenant to Hudson Place is where you're installing the wood planking?
Actually, behind the signs will be wrapped in black aluminum,
Okay, I'm sorry, so it's not painted, my apologies, it's black aluminum.
and under surface of the ceilings
Would-
and the vestibule areas for stretch zones.
Can you come up?
Yeah, why don't
because
you
it
come
gets
up?
Gets recorded.
And then, this is the last thing I'm gonna say before I allow them to, before they can speak, is also noting that they are adding more of a, it is an earth tone, I think we wanna ensure that that's an earth tone red that they're using, and that it is similar to the presentation that is here, as opposed to going to a bright red color. This is more of a brick color, which would be more compatible with natural tones. That's more accepted in the township. So that is the proposal, and with that, it sounds like the applicant certainly can share with you a little more detail of their proposal.
Hi there, my name is Austin. I'm with Bloomfield Construction. We're the contractor for the proposed work. So what we would like to do here is replace the roof with a black asphalt shingle, and then running up the rake edge where the shingles meet. There's currently a facade brick there.
It'd be nice that if you want to hold this down, you can point
Okay,
to maybe
yeah.
some of the changes.
So up the rake edge here, there's a facade brick that's starting to fall away. So we would remove that, and there's no painting actually taking place. It's a dark walnut aluminum, steel siding that'd be going up, wood toned. You can see the sample of it right here, and we actually have a sample with us. So that'll go up the rake edge and down the outside columns on both sides of the building, and then we'll be wrapping the fascia in black aluminum with new black gutters, and then the soffit under will also be furnished with the same dark walnut siding.
No, it's a
looks
really
nice.
nice update. Very nice.
Yeah, looks nice, yeah. Very nice.
So the signage will stay the same, it's just a exterior roof and the
Yes.
sides? Yeah, that is nice.
Okay, thank you. It's gonna look great. I like your mall there. It's wonderful stores for us.
Especially Bloomfield line.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Thank
does-
you.
it looks-
I'm
it
Robin
looks-
Keller. I am, a trust owns the property. I am the trustee and a 50% representative. My nephew is the other 50%, so he doesn't partake too much when he's away at school. So
That's
again,
really
Robin
nice.
Keller, my father was Marshall David Kaplan, who owned the property before. And then my understanding is my grandparents owned it as well.
Oh,
Been in the
Oh,
family
wow.
a long time.
it's a great story.
No, it looks great. It's a nice update to it.
Okay, so we make a motion?
would make a-
motion, oh, I'm sorry.
I would make a motion that we approve.
Okay,
as
We're gonna fight over
presented.
it.
we're gonna ladies go first.
Go right ahead.
Go ahead, Bill.
The updates look wonderful. I make a motion that we approve as presented.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll have to come check it out.
Yeah. Okay, under general business, recent design review board approvals.
Is there
We actually
T-
still have one more
T-Mobile?
item, but unfortunately I don't see the applicant.
T-Mobile, thank you, yeah.
I can present it.
We ran out of people, that's why.
We
I was
ran out of
looking.
people, yeah, understood.
All right, so next up is 6201 North Adams, the T-Mobile generator.
So this proposal is similar to the Birmingham Country Club proposals. They want to install a diesel generator. This is in an area, it's located close to the on-ramp to I-75. The location of the generator is proposed to be located within their existing utility area. It will be fenced in and contained within that area.
And again, it's gonna be used for when there's power outages for backup.
Let me verify that.
From the site map.
I
it's like
imagine that would be the purpose of the generator.
Right.
which property?
They do currently have a generator there, they're replacing it, but the current one they have is not currently is not diesel.
So they're going to diesel?
They're going to diesel as well. So with that, I mean, the recommendation, I mean, is that, you know, they are just gonna be installing it in their existing area. There's not really any visibility from the adjacent residents or the roadways, so
Right.
because it's going in this this area, I mean, it would up to be the board's discretion if you feel that there needs to be additional screening. This is an existing condition, and again, it's DTE, and they're
And
looking to do a
they're actually
T-Mobile upgrade.
replacing one that's there now,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
And when they put in these diesel generators, they're putting in a tank, a diesel fuel tank as well?
You know, I'm not sure. I can certainly, I would surmise that would be the case. I wish we would have asked those generator guys before they left. They would have been able to tell me.
Yeah.
But is that something that we already make room for in our zoning ordinances? when
We
you're-
wouldn't treat it any different than a typical generator application, like Neil said. They still have to meet all the same sound decibel readings, and they still have to get all the same.
Well, I was thinking of the tank.
The tank.
The tank,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. That would all has to be inspected accordingly.
okay.
Yes.
Well, and I mean, this is an opportunity to ask for some,
Absolutely.
you know, screening.
Absolutely.
That, I know exactly that corner.
Mhm.
Because it's Adams Woods.
Absolutely.
Their clubhouse and everything is right to the north of that. Because we had family that lived there, and
So absolutely, that could be a consideration in your motion to request additional screening around the entire thing or facing a certain direction. That can certainly be part of the motion.
well, and it would also, there's also going to be apparently diesel fuel tanks added. So
Correct.
Well,
um,
possibly, unless it's underground, which is possible. But I agree with screening. I'd like to see screening
all the way around.
all the way around.
Yeah,
That
understood.
fenced-in area,
Yeah, because it looks rather unsightly.
It does.
and that's something can be worked out
What is the
administratively
circle?
or
Is
through the
that a
zoning board
building?
It's actually a structure, it's a building.
Administratively.
administratively.
Yeah.
What is that, Andrea, the big round, is that?
It's a building. This is a site that's owned by DTE.
Yeah,
And from my understanding, the generator is actually an upgrade for T-Mobile.
yeah. Okay.
Unless there's anything else, make a motion that we approve the application, subject to adequate screening that's approved by the department.
Is there a certain height, at the height of the generator, the time of installation,
The height of the fence?
or the height of the fence?
I'd go along with that, yeah.
Well, that's a pretty tall
The
fence.
fence looks like it
Or
could be
or-
about 10 feet tall.
Well,
I'd say like at least 4 feet.
I would say
At least six.
6 to
At
8.
least 6?
Six?
because then it will grow,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so we can reflect the 6 feet in the motion.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Was
All in
that a
favor?
motion?
Yeah.
Oh, support.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, it passes. Congrats. Okay, general business, recent design review board approvals.
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report, and then next meeting we'll set for February 19th. And if we can, we'll move to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
Wow, this was